Have you seen this interview? Sakina Kamwendo of the SABC was speaking to a German professor, Professor Thomas Hausen, and what he said was very explosive. Let's just listen.
Thomas Hausen, your opening words were that Ramaphosa, the dream candidate of the EU in 2017, has reached his sell-by date. So he was the dream candidate. Why?
Because he was believed to be a successful businessman. People didn't look exactly at the performance of his businesses. They didn't realize what role he played in the downturn of Lonmin, where a share price of maybe £10 fell to 10 pence. They didn't look at Chanduka. They didn't look at actual performance. They were hoping that a pragmatist, in a way a social democrat, would tame the transformation energy of the ANC. So that was the hope. That's why the West supported very strongly the Ramaphosa candidature, even financially. A lot of money was raised in London to help him win the nomination at the ANC conference at the time. But he hasn't fulfilled the promises. The Eskom situation, the power situation has got worse. The national railways during his term were destroyed. There are basically no more national railways. Petrosa is as bankrupt as Eskom. And so we can carry on. The state-owned enterprises are ruined. Of course, Minister Pravin Gordhan should probably be the first one to answer for that. But strangely, he was not replaced. He is retained together with the pillars of the old ANC, like Minister Mantashe, like Minister Kelly, and quite a few others.
So he says three things. Number one, that Cyril Ramaphosa was not a successful businessman. He says that he depreciated the share price of Lonmin, depreciated the share price of Chanduka, meaning basically that nobody should have expected him to be able to turn things around for South Africa. He says, number two, and this is something very explosive and it links to something else. He said that Cyril Ramaphosa had the support, financial support of the EU. He says that he had a lot of financial support of the EU. And that makes you think about the CR17 campaign bank statements. Remember, it was said that $1 billion was raised. And then those bank statements to find out who the donors were sealed. But he goes on, or he doesn't go on actually. Let's go back a little bit to that point around financial support of the European Union. He also says lots of money was raised in London. Lots of money was raised in London. What is the significance of London? London is the headquarters of a company that is called Globeleq. Globeleq is the leading majority, company in what is known as the iKamva Consortium. The iKamva Consortium is a group of 4 companies consisting of Mainstream Renewable Energies, Globeleq, African Rainbow Minerals and Energy, and H1 Holdings, which are winning all of the tenders. They are preferred bidders for IPPs in relation to the production of solar and wind power stations. Globeleq is owned by the Colonial Development Corporation. Colonial Development Corporation. And this is a corporation that was basically founded by the British government as their investment arm to make profits. And over decades, they have done a lot of projects in Africa for the express purpose of making profit for Britain. That may explain why President Cyril Ramaphosa had to go meet up with King Charles last year. That may explain why there is a national state of disaster to accelerate the onboarding of IPPs. A lot of money was raised in London. This professor he's given up the game. He's given up the game.